EPA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for the weekend, October 17th and 18th, 2020. For your Saturday, expecting mostly sunny skies from start of the day to the end, and we'll have mostly clear skies following overnight tonight. It will be cooler, though, today, with temperatures remaining in the 50s for many locations, despite the best efforts of full sunshine. So a very similar day as far as high temperatures that we saw on Friday with that system moving through the area, and in its wake, we have this trough that's settling over the region. So with that trough in the region, just temporarily for basically today, and then once we get into Sunday, it's going to start to lift out. We'll have temperatures stuck in the 50s in most locations, maybe not getting as high as 60 degrees in our far southeastern areas. And this is all in the wake of this system, which is yesterday's system. Now, yesterday's system was a little interesting because the projections for that were to have the heaviest rain right in this area, and it's exactly where it was. There's a very sharp cutoff where areas to the west really didn't receive much at all. As a matter of fact, my home station, which is right up here, where just above where it says 0.17 here, the actual here was 0.07. So it's a little overdone here. The NAM's overdone here in these central regions as well as far as total rainfall. But some of these areas, or most of these areas in here, got close to an inch, just under. So it was very close to the axis of where the heaviest rain occurred. And it was seemingly going over the same areas from southwest to northeast, but just skipping areas just to the northwest, and especially the far interior, which barely had anything but a few spotty spits here and there, and that's it. So it did a good job of the axis here, a little overdone in totals, but that's how basically it did transpired here for yesterday. And that system is now pulling off to the north and east and out of our region. And again, we're going to have a pretty nice weekend here with temperatures in the upper 50s today, and mostly sunny skies, and then partly to mostly sunny here on Sunday, with temperatures moderating a little bit as that trough lifts out. Now we get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is an interesting time frame because we have a cold front boundary coming toward the region. Looks like it's going to hit us, and then all of a sudden it just stops. And that's because it's running into an upper air ridge at the same time that's kind of blocking this from going too far east. So there's a big, you can almost put a big H out here, because that's in the upper levels, not the surface. So we have a big upper air ridge pushing against that as it's moving south and east, and it kind of fizzles apart and loses its steam. It does result in the increase in clouds, though, so we're expecting partly to mostly cloudy skies here on Monday. We did leave a stray shower in the forecast for Monday, but the trend has been away from that. Tuesday is also partly to mostly cloudy because this front is still sitting there. It just stalled. So areas out from Pittsburgh up to, far northwestern Pennsylvania here are going to be sick of the showers. We're going to have the persistent clouds and showers there. We're going to be partly to mostly cloudy further south and east with no precipitation going right through Tuesday. And once we get to Wednesday, we have another one coming at us, but that also should not get here in time for us to get any precipitation from it. So in this case, we could go this entire week without getting anything, even though we're going to have partly to mostly cloudy skies for much of the week through at least midweek. And then we think this is going to fizzle as well. And finally, we got a cold front coming through here on Friday, later on Friday, with scattered showers along that frontal boundary, which finally pushes through, and then we have another cool surge here at the end of the week. But during this whole process, we're going to go from temperatures that are slightly below average this weekend, at least starting this weekend. Okay, so not crazy below average, because, the normal highs are generally in the 61 to 67 degree range right now, from north to south. So we're only shaving off like 3-4 degrees off those normal highs. You're talking about upper 50s, like that's today. Look what happens once we get through the work week, though. You get this warmth building in here throughout the entire week. It just keeps getting warmer and warmer and warmer as that southeast ridge. Here's that ridge we were talking about, just kind of blocking that cold front. It really can't go anywhere. So you're going to have some very anomalously warm temperatures. We might actually be underdone with our projected high temperatures as we get into especially Wednesday and Thursday of next week. We have generally maybe 70, low 70s, thereabout. It might actually be a lot warmer than that if this is correct, with the anomalous warmth coming in here during that time frame. And that's going to be kicking out here as we head into the following weekend. Not this weekend, the following weekend. We have all this mess back here awaiting the wings to kick all this out. So when that cold front comes through here on Friday, the thinking here is that you have a big trough sitting back here, a cooler air that's going to come in for next weekend. So it does look like it's going to warm up during the week coming up, week ahead, but we're going to have to get through a somewhat cooler than average weekend, at least to start on Saturday, moderating a little bit back in the 60s here on on Sunday, but then well into the 60s and 70s by the time we get progressed through the week. It's going to get progressively warmer each day until that cold front hits on Friday. I'm EPA and WA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is the outlook for this weekend, October 17th and 18th, 2020. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.